safe and removed. You never get hung up. Never.
Oh, thank you, Rick. Thank you, Lithic Press. Thank you, Orpheum. Thank you, Arizona Book Festival. This is really fun for a Southern Californian to be part of this. So my first poem is the first one in the book. The book doesn't start till page 23. I like that kind of book where you get into it. So it's called Introducing Others to the Edge. In October 2011, I took a group of students. I'd been there in June for the artist in residence deal. In October, I took a group of students from the school I teach at. And it was so fun to introduce them to the Grand Canyon that many had never been there in their college age. And the look on their faces was awesome. Introducing others to the edge. Mortals, meet the empty air. Arias carved out of rocks beyond our puny clock philosophy. Venerable cleft in the Kaibab Plateau. These are my friends. Treat them as well as you've treated me. Burn their muscles, scar their skin and memory. Thank you. So that same October, wandering around the North Rim, I noticed these weird little things shining way up high, flying through the air, and I did a little research, and it turned out that they were little spider webs dispersing. And so I thought of the North Rim seasonal crew and Heidi and all the rangers at the North Rim that have to leave there every autumn, and the little spiders. And so I start with a quote from a spider scientist, Eric Duffy. In his article, Aerial Dispersal in Spiders, he writes, "Aerial dispersal appears to be stimulated by overcrowding and food shortage, and also by a physiological need to move to new habitats at a certain stage in the life cycle of some species." And I thought that might apply to spiders as well as to the seasonal workers there at the North Rim. Fall dispersal. Filaments. The air is hung with lazy curve and sway. Over the canyon, these evening glints call. Fling yourself into the still. You will twist a bit and float and fall upon the breath of red layers, releasing the day's warmth, carrying you out, there, free as canyon light, drifty as canyon shadow, catching eventually. So those are my books in the, thank you. Or those are my poems in the anthology. I have a little chapbook that I make and give away. There's a couple copies there if you want one afterward. And so the rest of the poems I'm going to be reading are from my little chapbook here. And I started this Grand Canyon adventure thing late in life when I was 51, and so I'm trying to make up for lost time. I don't want to become a statistic in death in the canyon, so I enjoy going on guided hikes with the Grand Canyon Field Institute. And so one of them, last fall, we went to Havasu Canyon. It was a beautiful place. I'd always wanted to go there. And so we went there. And it was overwhelming, and I'll try not to be overwhelmed when I read this poem. Sometimes when I practice it out loud, I get overwhelmed. But I was thinking of the water and trying to write in the voice of the water and how the people are so closely associated with the water. We were hiking from the camp into town one day, and we smelled, you know what death smells like? You're walking along the trail and you can smell something has died nearby. And it was an overwhelming stench of that. And then we also heard a tractor noise, and we walked a little further on, and an elderly gentleman from the tribe told us what was going on. A horse had died in the creek, and so they had got a tractor. They were pulling him out. And so I thought, what would the creek think about that, Havasu Creek? A blue-green voice. Or when a gaunt horse gives a final sigh and goes to his knees, drops in sideways, we are rapid to blanket him with silver, replace scarred hide with travertine armor. But if we seem too slow to tickle away the stench, too quick to release his guts downstream and you tractor him from our calcifying fingers, please keep his family of bones together when you sink him under earth. That is all we were trying to do. So let's see, the next one is going to be shoeless carousing on the trail, because I carouse shoelessly. When I hike and trail run and backpack, I'm mostly shoeless, so here's a poem about that. Shoeless carousing on the trail. So many brusque rocks, so hard to read their intentions. I do not wish them away. Each sharp encounter leaves a choice. Clench, slow, tiptoe, Or dance on, expose my whole tender, leathery soul to the possibility of another bruise, or canyon buzz. Let's see, here we have Grand Canyon down and up. Down. Gravity seduces. Your legs are mule mighty, loose and limber as timber steps drop you past sheer coconino sandstone cliff adrenaline. You could do this all day fun. You flow like the river. There it is. Up. Vishnu inner canyon, hot and hurt toes. Ancient dark rock matches your newly blackened nails thanks to your shrinking shoes. Time to face up to the mile-high hall at your back. Time to turn around and pay your quad-busting uphill overdue bill. Oh, schist. Got time for one more? What's that? A quickie? Okay, here's another Havasu Canyon one. I'll end with that. The waters of Havasu. Again, imagining writing in the voice of the creek. The waters of Havasu. We break into being as seeps in the sand where it is right. We join and are strong. We begin to speak with help of stone and slope. Dull in the shallows, we are finally found by the late sun. We shine with no fear of falling. We are never lost. Our turquoise roar invites sky to join us, sigh into storms that sweep and strike seep willow, cottonwood, crack the ponds, leave nowhere to collect ourselves. Bit by bit we settle. We watch what was torn away, replaced by sprout. We reworked by our own slow mineral craft. Moon, thunder sky, air that steams, all leave and return. We will always spring from the canyon, always weather the falls, sing purest blue when we gather, and all that does not flow, forgive. Thank you.